Hello Gemini, this is Joe. I'm going to do your August 2020 General Tarot reading and Spirit message. This is an intuitive reading. So what that means is it's not going to be for everybody. It can't possibly be. And if it's not, that's okay. There's always another message on another day that might be better suited for you. So we're going to kind of get into it. I'm going to pull some tarot cards, some oracle cards. This is really focused on sun, moon, rising signs and Venus signs, but Gemini, this is all about what is the predominant theme for you in August. And you know, not everybody's going to connect with this, and that's okay. I don't want to push a message that is overly vague that kind of fits with everybody. I want something to come through that's going to speak to you. And if you're meant to hear this, you'll hear it. If it's, you know, if it's meant for you, you're going to hear it. So as I was preparing, I like to listen to music sometimes. And you have the Ace of Swords here. Interesting. I like to listen to music sometimes in Gemini, and something was just really speaking to me in that time that I was preparing for your reading. And it was all about the there was this feeling of two sides of you. A side that you maybe are denying yourself. And when I say that, I mean like a side of yourself that you're suppressing. And there's a side of yourself that's very out there for people to see. And so you might be struggling with suppressing something or holding back a part of yourself that is keeping you from feeling like you are your genuine self. So that's really kind of where I was focused in on. It just kind of felt very, it almost felt kind of familiar to me, because I think I've been through that before a couple times in my life where I felt like I couldn't be my genuine self. So at the center of everything, you have the Ace of Swords. And so this is kind of, it's very telling, because this is that focus on what it is you're denying yourself, what it is you're holding back from being, what you're holding back from your thought process, how you think and feel about things. And so this is very much the center of everything. This is the trying to connect with that part of yourself and being okay with that in a way that is not connecting with that part of yourself where you have this worry or this fear or this kind of holding back because you might not feel accepted about how you truly feel and think about yourself and things in your life. So I feel like there's this kind of duality going on with you, and it's definitely an interesting kind of feeling, very powerful. And I felt it very strongly, Gemini. So we're going to kind of just get into this. You have the sun in your recent past. And the sun is the ultimate in illumination. The sun is spirit. The sun is God. The sun is everything in this universe, illuminating your path, lighting the way for you. It's really all about the ultimate in creativity, happiness, enjoyment. It's all about being yourself. And so I see the sun here as kind of a discovery for you. It's really trying to latch on to that discovery of self and being comfortable and okay with it. And so I see this epiphany for you happening in August. There's this awakening. There's an epiphany. There is this realization that you're not being true to yourself. So that's in your recent past, the sun. And I love this card. The sun is probably the #1 card in the tarot that I think is it's everything that you want in the moment. It's everything you want to be. It's everything you want to have. And so this is really the universe shining upon you, illuminating everything for you. And you have the Ace of Swords. And so that brings you to the starting point, really kind of formulating a new vision for yourself, being comfortable speaking your truth, speaking your mind, being comfortable in your own self. And so I do feel like there's this suppression that maybe you've been going through, and it's not allowing you to be your true self. So we're going to see what else comes out here, and we're going to get into a full spread. And when I feel like it's time to stop shuffling, I'm going to cut the deck and start pulling them. So, Gemini, a lot of work on yourself this month. Okay. So, leading into, you have the Lovers, choices, decisions. You know, choosing between something that you're passionate about and something that maybe you're a little bit, pragmatic about. So you might be facing something in the near future, in August, that is challenging you to decide whether or not you want to pursue something that gives you that passionate boost, or you might be having to choose between that and something that is more pragmatic, that is more focused, less distracting. So I feel like this Lovers here is something, and it doesn't have to be a person, it doesn't have to be a relationship, it doesn't have to be anyone or anything specific, but it is something that is kind of, to me, is a distraction. So something is probably going to pull you in a direction, or try to pull you in a direction that is maybe not a part of your path. I do feel like there is this feeling of wanting to go with what feels good, but also wanting to make the right choice, right decision for you. So I think that there is some kind of dilemma here in August for you to kind of overcome. You have the Nine of Swords, and you have the Four of Cups. King of Wands, or Knight of Wands, I'm sorry. Eight of Cups. Three of Swords. Five of Wands. Queen of Cups. And the bottom of the deck, the Moon. And you know what, it was interesting. I was listening to Hollow Moon by AWOL Nation, and to me it was like about resurrecting yourself. And I almost mentioned it, but I didn't. I wish I had before this Moon card came out. But to me, this was all about that resurrection, reviving yourself, bringing yourself back from the figurative dead, or bringing yourself back to life, or what you would consider living your life to your fullest. So that is the bigger picture here. Really discovering who you are, and denying, there's probably been a time where you've been denying your true self. You've been maybe hiding your true self in the shadows. And so I see there's a lot of pain here with not being able to live your life to your fullest, because there's some things that maybe you have been uncomfortable about with respect to people and around you. And so I think this is you really coming out of your shell and looking at the two sides of yourself. You have your public self and you have your private self, and you really want to break out of that mold and be your private self in public, if that makes sense. So you don't want to be this kind of image of yourself that you don't feel that you connect with. It's something that maybe you are portraying, and in that portrayal you feel like maybe you are being very very untrue to yourself. So to thine own heart be true. So that's the way I see this. The Ace of Swords is at the center of everything. The sun is that illumination. That's the sun in your recent past is that wake-up call. It's telling you to walk your path. It's telling you to pursue your joy and your peace, and what is inspiring you to be kind of find that harmony in your life. And I don't feel like, Gemini, you can deny that much longer, because that continued denial is just going to bring you more heartache. And so there's an element of fear there. But your path is lit. It's very clear here. You have the Ace of Swords. This is the new beginning. This is the new you. This is you speaking for once without fear who you are and what you are out there to accomplish, living your true self, your unique self. And I think that this is a big moment for you in August, Gemini, to break out of that mold. So you do have you have the Knight of Wands as the challenge. So there might be this hesitation to push through this. There might be a hesitation to take that first step. But I think you have to, because, you know, in a way, you know, the Lovers here is... I kind of, you know, I read cards intuitively. And so the Lovers, to me, doesn't necessarily mean this involves a person or a relationship. To me, it reflects a choice in something that you're passionate about, or something that you are more reserved about in choosing. But this could be about a relationship. This could be about something that you want to choose for yourself when it comes to relationships. And that may be for, you know, a few of you. Some of you, this might be breaking out of that, that kind of gender assignment. And when I say that, I mean, like, you know, there might be a hesitation to really come out as your true self. And that's kind of how I feel this coming through for some of you. This might be having to, you know, confess your true self and being proud of it. So I see that as coming out a few different ways. It could be many different things for many of you, but some of you, it's about choosing between a passion and something that's pragmatic, and something that is kind of calculated and it kind of makes sense. And so there's a little bit of a battle here with that. You have the Four of Cups. This is the root of everything. You really want what you want, but you know you're not going to get it unless you can break out of that mold, that barrier, whatever's holding you back. And then you have the Nine of Swords. This is what you need to get away from, because it's giving you a lot of unnecessary grief and kind of sorrow, this kind of somber feeling. So this is really what you need to get away from. And it's really always that first step, getting away from something that makes you feel trapped. It's that first step that's the hardest. But getting away from that breaks you free from that kind of self-imposed prison. You have the Eight of Cups here. This is, to me, I almost feel like this is like an identity crisis. And this is the way I see the Eight of Cups coming through, is you walking away from a self-image or a way of portraying yourself that isn't truly you. And so this is finally walking your own path, marching to the beat of your own drum. You have the Three of Swords. This is in your external influences. This is what is kind of going on around you. This is, to me, the fear of disappointment and disappointing others. I think that you have a big hang up when it comes to that worry of disappointing somebody or some people in your life, people that you're close to. And it just gives you that feeling like you might feel like you're going to betray somebody by being yourself, but you're not going to. You have the Five of Wands here. Okay, the Five of Wands here is really what you're hoping to kind of get past. You're afraid of that conflict. You're afraid of how people might respond or react to what it is that you really truly want for yourself. So I see this as like your biggest fear. But you have, amazingly, the Queen of Cups here in the outcome. This is being true to yourself. This is almost getting to that point of a true fulfillment of what your heart wants. It's not completely there, but it's finally being comfortable after weathering the storm, getting through the battle, speaking your mind, speaking your truth, really putting your, investing in yourself, and pushing through this. It really brings you to a place of renewed hope and feeling like you can finally be who you want to be. The Queen of Cups is a loving, caring, nurturing energy. It's somebody who is responsive to others. It's somebody who wants to nurture others. And I think that you have a special gift, a connection to others in a way that you could probably help some people through what you're going through. And so at some point down the road, I think this is an asset to you. I think this Queen of Cups is speaking to you to be true to your heart, be true to yourself, and speaking your mind. We're going to pull one or two of these. I think we'll just pull one of these because I have another deck I want to pull from for you, Gemini. All right. Cut. What is the final message for Gemini, August 2020? Let's see. Observer. You know, this is interesting because you might be really, you might be kind of doing little drops, little droplets of dropping hints, you know, little bits here and there. And you might be looking at how people are responding to the things you're saying. And it might be something that is a little bit of a change from who people perceive that you are. And so you might be testing the waters and seeing how people respond to this. And I think that that's out of a kind of a fear of maybe not being accepted for who you truly are. So you might have this worry that that whoever or whatever you truly are may not be accepted. That's what really comes through to me. And I see this as you testing the waters, kind of seeing what comes through. And I think, you know, I think just dribbling a little at a time probably is not the best approach. Be true to yourself. These cards are a little sticky. Giant panda. And I like this because this is all about that dedication and that innocence, that playfulness. This is really you wanting to get to feeling like you, feeling free, free to be you and not to be something that somebody has boxed you in. This is not allowing somebody to define you. This is about you defining yourself. So Gemini, you have an interesting reading because I really do feel like this is all about you putting an end to two sides of yourself, your public self and your private self. And you really want to live your life as your private self out in public. And I know that's like a big mouthful, but it's really about you not wanting to hide in the shadows anymore. And I see this moon card here is like a resurrection. This is breaking out of that duality, that those contrasting beliefs and themes, those contrasting ideas. And this is like the resurrection for you in August. And I think that if you're struggling with maybe an identity crisis or being who you're meant to be, this is your time to be you and to break away from that mold, break away from whatever has been put on you as an expectation of who your true self is. This is getting away from that, and I think that you're going to do it. I think this is your month to shine, and I think this is your month to, you know, come into your own. So Gemini, this is your reading for August. I know it's kind of a little weird and intense in a way, but I think it's a good reading. I think it really speaks to anybody who is really struggling with being true to themselves. This is all about you being true to yourself. So I'm going to say have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you again later on, and thanks for watching.